Hi there, and welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we'll be learning about data analysis, okay? And under data analysis, we'll be learning frequency tables and grouped data. Now, as the lesson progresses, anything you don't understand, be sure to contact your tutor, who would be more than happy to help. And now, let's jump right into the lesson. So data analysis, frequency tables, and grouped data. Now, what exactly is this about? All right, we'll start off with frequency tables. Okay, frequency tables, we use this in obviously analyzing data. And first, I'll tell you what frequency is. Okay, now the frequency of a value in a data set denotes the number of times the value occurs in the data set. So quite simply, if you have a figure in a data set, the frequency of that figure is simply how many times we have that figure in the data set. For example, we have this data set here, and basically what we have here is we have the shoe sizes of a group of 24 students. So we have some size 4 students, size 5, size 6, students who wear size 7. I think we have students who wear size 8 as well. Okay, and basically let's look at size 7. All right, and I think we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 students who wear size 7. Okay, and quite simply, the frequency of size 7 is 5 because we have size 7 occurring 5 times in our data set. Very simple. Now, frequency tables, okay? And basically, frequency table is pretty much just a breakdown, all right, of the frequency of each value in the data set, all right? And we have this here. So we're looking at the data set we had from previously. So we have data set showing the shoe sizes for a group of 24 students, and we've been asked to construct the frequency table to show the distribution. Okay, like I said, the frequency table just tells you how often each value occurs in the data set, and it's pretty much a better way to view the values in the data set as opposed to having the values in the full form like what you have there. So now, how do we go about constructing the frequency table? So a frequency table is pretty much just a very simple table. On one side you have the data, the values, shoe sizes in this case, and then on the other end you have frequency. But as you probably already noticed, we have something in the middle we call tally. Okay, and generally we use tally to obtain the frequency. Tally is a system for counting, it's a counting system, and I'll teach you exactly what it is about now. Okay, so shoe sizes, we have size 4, size 5, size 6, size 7, and size 8. Okay, and now we need to obtain the frequency. So first we start with size 4, and we need to look to see how many times 4 occurs in the data set. Now if you do this, it's actually quite stressful to do this, all right, to start looking to see how many times each of the numbers occur, and that is why we use the tally system. And the tally system simply says, basically, when you're counting using the tally system, you just go right from the top there. Okay, so watch the data set, the information in the data set, and we just cross 8, and under 8 we put a mark. Okay, so we just put a dash there. Okay, and we use this for counting, all right, and then we keep doing this 6, and we go on that 6 and we just put a dash there at 6. Okay, and then we keep counting. I think the next one is 7, so at 7 we'll put another dash, and then we'll cross out 7, then 5, we'll put another dash, we'll cross out 5, and we keep doing this till we complete all the numbers in the data set. Okay, we just keep putting the dashes basically for each of the values in the data set as you cross the numbers out. So once you've done that, you'd find that you have 4 occurring twice in the data set. And basically when you're counting, look at what we have at 5. When you're counting using the tally system, you count dash dash dash, you count 4, and then you cross it to give you 5. So you count in 5s, all right, so you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you cross it, and that gives you 5. And then for 6 you just add another dash, 7 another dash, 8 another dash, 9 another dash, and then you cross it again to give you 10 if you have a situation that goes up to 10. But then So for 5, what we have there is 5 plus 1, we have 6. Okay, so we already have that. 4 is 2, 5 is 6, and then 6 we have 7. So 6 occurs 7 times in the data set. And for 7 we have 5, and then for 8 we have 4. And basically, by merely looking at this frequency table, one very important, we can use the frequency table to solve for mean, median, and mode. Okay, but that's beyond your scope for now. But I'll tell you that by merely looking at this frequency table, you can tell me that the mode of this data set is 6, because 6 is the value that occurs most often in this data set. Okay, so that's your frequency table. All right, so to construct a frequency table, quite simply, you have your data set, you write down your data, you write down tally, and you write down frequency. Now, all that's important is your data and frequency. You can actually deduce the frequency by merely looking at your data set, but then it's a lot easier to count and cross numbers using the tally system, so you don't make mistakes. Because if you look merely at the data set, you may decide 7, maybe you may miss out on one of the 7s there and say the frequency of 7 is 4, whereas it is 5. But if you cross each number as you go and you work with the tally system, you will most definitely arrive at the right answers. So that's it. Pretty much all you need to know about constructing a frequency table. And let's go ahead and talk about grouped data. Now, grouped data. Okay, so I have this data set here. Very interesting looking data set. Okay, if by merely looking at it, you probably identify something very interesting about it. But then we have the data set below shows the wages of 30 workers in Naira. Okay, and we've been asked to construct a grouped data frequency table to show the distribution. All right, so what's interesting here? Basically, the numbers are each number is pretty much unique. Okay, I don't think we have any number occurring more than once. We have a very broad range of numbers, and if you're looking to construct a frequency table, a frequency table for this data set wouldn't help you do much. Reason being, you would pretty much have 30 numbers on your frequency table, and each one of them would have a frequency 1. Okay, so but then when we're looking to analyze data and we want to make things simpler for ourselves, what we do is we tend to group the data. All right, and that's the whole idea, group data. So we have this regular frequency table. All right, so but then under wages, we don't have individual figures, we don't have individual values. All right, as we did in the last example. What we have here is we have groups. So for the first part, what we're going to do is we're going to group so that we can actually just put all of this data in a smaller set, for our table, pretty much. And then we're going to group them. And what we're going to do, we say the first value in the data set for numbers between 0 and 99. Okay, so numbers between 0 and 99, and then the next one would be 100 to 199, and so on. The next set will be 200 to 299, 300 to 399, and 400 to 499. Now, from this, basically, we can now go ahead and deduce the frequency for each of the grouped values in our data set. So now, just like we did before, we just cross out 82 there, and basically 82 will fall in our first group, so the group that says 0 to 99, and we go ahead and we put our tally there. All right, and then we have 132 would fall between 100 to 199, our second group, and we'll put our tally there, we put our mark there, and then we just go ahead for the rest. Basically, we have that 199 falling between 100 to 199, and then we have 248 falling between 200 to 299. And once you've done all of that, you would arrive at your values here. And basically what you have is you have 0 to 99, you have occurring 5 times, so the frequency there is 5. And then 100, numbers between 100 and 199, we have 7. and then we have 10, we have 5, and we have 3. And that is how you construct a group data frequency table. And that's pretty much it for this lesson, okay? Just frequency tables, how to construct a frequency table, and understanding how to construct frequency tables using grouped data. So you can go ahead now, attempt questions on the worksheet. Bye for now.